Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Firstly, viewers, after 90 minutes, I'll be back with this week's second live chat, hoping to seeing you with your questions and comments. We'll focus on Amhara and Eritrea in this upcoming live chat. A talk of ceasefire in Amhara. Interesting talk, suggestion by an institution that ceasefire should be announced in Amhara. That we'll have a look at in the live chat. Secondly, Eritrea almost on daily basis is issuing statements about its tensions with Ethiopia. Coming back to this week's topics, two main news stories. Firstly, Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa an hour ago released a statement, rather unprecedented, because I have not seen such a statement from Eritrean embassy in recent years. The statement is about Ethiopia, definitely. What is Eritrean embassy saying? Secondly, deadly fighting is being reported. It happened, rather. Deadly fighting happened close to a major city in the Amhara region. Images coming from the area indicate that both sides suffered heavy losses, Fano and the Ethiopian military. Let's have a look at this new story first. Very graphic images are coming in from Wollo, South Wollo, where on Thursday, heavy fighting erupted between Fano fighters and the Ethiopian military. Fano groups were trying to push into Dessie. They were trying to lay siege to Dessie, reportedly. Military was fully alert, and in the outskirts of Dessie city, fighting erupted. It went on for several hours, both sides making very tall claims. Fano sources say that around 100 END of soldiers were killed in this clash. Military today shared some pictures of Fano fighters who have allegedly surrendered, who have been taken prisoner by military. And some military backed sources shared some graphic images of Fano fighters. They shared images of dead bodies of Fano fighters from the outskirts of Dessie city. Uh, and these sources claim that Fano suffered heavy losses in the outskirts of Dessie. Dozens of dead bodies of Fano fighters have been shown by these Prosperity Party backed activists and sources. Residents of the city, Dessie city, confirming the gravity of the situation, they said that fighting near Dessie city went on for hours. Similarly, military and Fano clashed near Voldia too earlier this week. Now, Dessie. Both are in Vollo. Now, main news story, viewers, is from Ethiopia. It's about Ethiopia-Eritrea tensions. Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia issued a statement which is about Ethiopia. This embassy is working, by the way, because it was being said a few days ago that the embassy had closed all its operations in Ethiopia and that only Eritrean representative at African Union was going to remain in Ethiopia, and all embassy staff members would withdraw. But then the embassy, the Shagli Affairs, Beniam Berhe rejected that report. Embassy is working. Good to hear that, because diplomatic connections should never be cut off, because once your channels of communication are cut off, it means you are more vulnerable to escalation of tensions. Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia talked about the different reports in circulation about the possibility or likelihood or inevitability of war between Eritrea and Ethiopia. The embassy says that these days it is being said war is inevitable, that if no international intervention happens, war is set to happen, and this war will be damaging not just to Eritrea and Ethiopia, but to the Horn of Africa, but to East Africa as well. That the international community must step in. It is further being said that Eritrea is backing Fano fighters. It is being said that Eritrea is backing one group in Tigray. Eritrea is creating divisions in Tigray. Arabia is being involved. All such reports are in circulation. But reality is, or the embassy says, reality is that firstly, there is no Eritrean military in Tigray in Ethiopia. Ethiopia-Eritrea Boundary Commission decision has been implemented. Deployment of EDF is in accordance with the decision of that Boundary Commission. And the principle which Eritrea follows is that it never covets any country's land, any country's resources. At the same time, it never gives away even an inch of its territory. So this narrative that Eritrea is in occupation of a country's territory, Ethiopia, it's false, firstly. Secondly, the embassy said that Eritrea has no interest in undermining Pretoria deal. Why should it undermine Pretoria deal? Pretoria is not between Eritrea and another country. It's a country's internal matter. Eritrea has no interest whatsoever in undermining Pretoria deal because it's a country's internal issue. Thirdly, Eritrea has no interest in backing one or the other party in another country. Indirectly, the embassy says Eritrea is not backing any TPLF group. It has nothing to do with the internal situation in Tigray in Ethiopia. Lastly, the embassy says that whenever there is some law and order situation, some security situation in the region, countries definitely get concerned in the region. Regional neighbors, they want solution. They want solution through regional cooperation involving domestic players. But Eritrea always opposes external intervention in the Horn of Africa, in East Africa. Basically, Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia today ruled out the possibility of war. Sadkan, Johar, several others are claiming that war is imminent and inevitable. Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia, Ministry of Information, they said in recent days that only false claims are being made. No such war is being planned by the Eritrean government, Eritrean military. Now, question is, why is that? The clarification is coming from Eritrean side, not from Ethiopian side. Eritrea says that it is not involved in Ethiopia. It does not want any war. It is not preparing for war. Why is that Ethiopia is silent? If there is no fear of war, if there is no preparations for war, why is Ethiopia silent? Ethiopia should say the same, that no, we are not preparing for war. We don't want war against Eritrea. We want dialogue. We want peace. We want peaceful coexistence. Ethiopian government is silent. Ethiopian government-backed sources are beating the drums of war. Can we say that Ethiopia is on the offensive in terms of narrative building? Eritrea is on the defensive, or it is just reacting in a very cool, calm, and calculated manner? Ethiopia needs to be careful. While Ethiopia is trying to pressurize Eritrea, Eritrea is not losing its temper, but trying to evaluate the situation in a very measured manner. I think Ethiopia should also tell what is happening. Is it making any preparations to wage war on Eritrea? Any military mobilization? Anything pointing towards escalation with Eritrea? But the statements of Ethiopian officials are clearly implicating Eritrea in Ethiopian internal matters. Gideon Timotheus, when he briefed foreign diplomats in Addis Ababa yesterday, he said that TPLF is conspiring with external actors to wage another conflict in Ethiopia. Which external actors? Eritrea. So Ethiopia is building a case that Eritrea is interfering in Ethiopia. It is stoking a conflict in Ethiopia. Eritrea denying, saying it has nothing to do with what is happening in Ethiopia. Who is telling the truth? Well, we'll have a separate video on that. We'll do a separate video on that or live chat. But I shared the position of the two parties with you. Thanks for watching.